you go. Cheers.
Ew.
Cheers to Tyler's whiteboard right there. R.I.P. to one of the just funniest fucking dudes ever.
Yep.
Obviously, a lot of tributes out there, but Norm was a different kind of dude. Like,
That's for sure.
funny in like all the best ways. Kind of like, all right, just funny, but then like doesn't like he literally did not care about anything. Like
No.
his monologue when he came back to host SNL after he got fired from SNL
After
was
being fired 18 months prior.
that is the ultimate Norm thing. Like
Yep.
he doesn't care. Like he's famous because he's good, but he doesn't. Like if you're his friend, you're his friend. But he really does not care. So
No.
R.I.P. to one of the funniest dudes of all time. On that note, and that is bittersweet. I know we have a little. It looks like I got a glare here or something on my thing. But hey,
There it
anyway,
is.
good to be back with you guys. I know we took the night off on Wednesday. Wasn't a whole lot going on, but now, we get to the weekend. It's getting juicy. So,
Busy
hoping
weekend.
to
Busy weekend.
hear from maybe Nick in Mission Valley. No ID Justin in Vegas at some point, possibly. I don't know. Or parts unknown, wherever he.
We haven't heard from him, so he's probably living a true Vegas. He's having a Vegas weekend.
He belongs to Vegas now. But
yeah.
Tyler, how are you doing on this Friday?
Yeah, doing good, man. Just looking forward to the just busy, nonstop, literally all day sports Saturday. Let's start Premier League in the morning, going all the way to as we'll touch on it, an extremely late kickoff game Saturday night, which I am excited for. NFL all day Sunday, MLB playoff races, NASCAR playoff races. Just an insane sports weekend. I look forward to it. Ron, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Looking forward to all the same stuff on the weekend. Yeah, I mean, once we get to these fall or, we're, I don't know, autumn, whatever it technically is right now. But when you have football, you got soccer going, baseball is just about to be in the playoffs. Like, life is good. And also shout out to friend of the program, Thomas, for coming on board, the Baritone
He
fan.
did start. Nice.
Definitely helping us out with this DraftKings wave. This is like the least stressful Friday I've had in a minute. So shout out to the god, Thomas.
Well, it's nice that it's not just you anymore. That's probably gotta help.
Yeah, it's been like one person or two people, and then it was one person again, but now we got a full squad ready. So loving it, and makes it a lot easier to have some time to prepare for these kind of things and everything like that. So looking forward to the weekend. Can't wait to go. Obviously, we will get to the football. Probably save that, for last. I feel like the best way to start off, though, would be with some side pieces, just so we like to cast a wide swath. Like we love all sports here. So let's dive in to some side pieces and yes, just stay tuned. We will get to the football. Can't tell me that don't feel good. Right off the bat, because we don't really have any other basketball thing going on. But and I'm a Clipper hater, as you all know. But probably the best thing that could have ever happened for the Clippers, even though he's insane, is mega uber rich Steve Ballmer. Developers.
Daddy Big Bucks Ballmer.
Exactly. Buying the team and actually trying to make the team good, which, they did kind of in a questionable way, but nothing questionable about getting your own arena. I think that is really what the Clippers needed. Yeah, you just can't play in Staples Center forever. I mean, you're going to sit there and look at all these Laker banners, Sparks banners, everyone else's banners but yours
Taylor Swift.
changed. Taylor
Taylor
Swift,
Swift
like,
banners. Hmm?
so this actually could make, at least in my eyes, the Clippers a legitimate franchise, having a state-of-the-art kind of facility here.
Yeah, I mean, like it's going to be a couple years. I think they're not planning on moving in until 2024. But this new stadium will be in Inglewood, the Intuit Dome, and like you said, it's just. I mean, look, it'll be empty where the banners are, or where the banners are supposed to be. But I suppose that's better than having other teams' banners there while you're playing. So
Yeah, they don't
you
have to
gotta
look
like
at
it.
it. You're not in the shadow of it. Or
Yeah.
when they're
No,
like covering them up, like, okay, dude, this is really sad. But
no, it's definitely a good step. I mean, look, they will always be the number two. You could argue the number 3 or 4 basketball team in LA, depending on how the Sparks and the Bruins are doing. But again, this is if you're not going to leave LA, this is at least the best step you can do is get your own arena, get out of there with all the Lakers banners there hanging when you're trying to play basketball.
and check out the inside. Tyler
That is
pointed out,
really
which I love too, pretty steep terraces, concourses, whatever you want. So looking like they're going for like a fans on top of you kind of thing, which is great. This honestly, to me, looks more like even like a college, like a big college stadium.
mm-hmm.
And then they got the whole mega scoreboard, sort of like at what SoFi has, the interior, like 360 on the inside jumbotron, which I also like.
I believe I also read that that Jumbotron is going to be double sided as well. But hopefully, with that steep seating, actually, you won't need to, if you're in the nosebleeds, you won't just need to stare at the scoreboard. Like with that steep seating, hopefully, you can kind of see over the top of the rows in front of you and actually see down on the court. But yeah, I mean, I love the looks of that. Like you said, the steep seating is really cool. Definitely gives the feeling of like, oh shit, there's like 20,000 people right on me as I'm trying to play. So I mean, look, so far from the photos we've seen, love it. It looks great. So good on you, Clippers.
And you got to think too. I mean, everything that comes with, just like the NFL, build a stadium. You'll get a Super Bowl in a couple of years. Like you'll probably
Host the
get
All
some.
Star game.
I don't know. You'll get some NCAA tournaments. Yeah, All-Star games. Whatever all comes with that. So it looks very promising, and I think the Clippers have needed this for a long time. As much as I hate them, but good for them stepping out on their own with
Yeah,
an
no,
owner that actually will spend money instead of promoting Allen Iverson's coming to town to beat us. Like,
right?
really, Don? All right.
Well, the thing is, you can't even promote that anymore because, like, you don't know if the opposing team is actually going to play their starters, depending on the last
True.
time the starter played. So,
We do have some
yeah,
load
look,
management going on.
and also I will ask, who knows if Kawhi and Paul George will still be on the team in 2024? I don't. I know they both restructured their contracts, but hey, those guys could bail any time. But again, if you're not going to leave LA, this is the best thing you do is get your own stadium, get out there, and hopefully you can pack that stadium.
Look, they put Kawhi in the artist rendering. That's got to be good, right? I'm
Sure.
sure they've passed this photo along to him. Like, see, this is what you could be missing out on. Let's max out for 10 years or whatever. And big step forward also, getting rid of Pat Beverly, because I feel
Your
like
boy.
you're just better off without that fool.
Your boy.
Yes, my boy, Pat Bev. This is more of like a personal thing for me. So Monday, yes, we had Overreaction Monday. I very rarely do I bet on my own team because I already hate my own teams
Which
enough.
leads to heartbreak.
But in this case, I had some free play money just sitting around, bet on the
Okay.
Raiders,
Yeah.
came through.
Yeah.
So very satisfying, counting down until Monday where I get my payout. But the flip side, what the hell? Coloche. Dude, I had you back in April. I had you at plus 8,800. No, apparently he did not. I didn't see it, but clearly, when you just see the lose, like, well, that's all I need to know.
Yeah, true.
I backed a dog. I saw you in the Olympics. I was even more fired up at that point, but now, no, you're dead to me.
Look, we know that you are an expert when it comes to the Oscars, to NASCAR bets. Apparently, surfing's just not your forte. I mean, who would have thought?
Admittedly, I was a little outside of my depth on this one.
Sure.
I took it a little too far. But man, all right. Whenever I see you at some point, I will hope to collect the $435 that you owe me, and we'll make it right
Look,
again.
I will say this: I absolutely respect that you were just like, look at the ridiculous odds on this guy. Let's throw a fiver on it. Like, I actually respect the hell out of
Just give me
that.
5 on it. You know what?
Yeah.
A thing that I saw today on the McAfee show, which I'm kind of like, maybe I'll just start doing it. Because they did their whole, like, every game sort of prediction thing. And it's like, all right, if you did every game in a parlay and bet $10, pays out like 78,000. So I'm kind of liking that idea. Just throw 5 or 10 on it, like every week, just to see if I can get every single game that week.
I did see a screenshot. I wish I would have grabbed it at the time, but I just kind of like saw it real quick when I was scrolling through. I saw a screenshot on BR Betting's Twitter of somebody that did like some insane like 16-leg parlay that would have paid out. I think he bet 20 on it, and it would have paid out more than like the like GDP of the United States if he would have won it.
See, that's where I like to live. So Baron, don't try to bash me. Yes, I did bet on surfing. Yes, it was regrettable. Would I do it again? Probably.
Look, Ronnie would have just wasted that $5 anyway. Might as well try and invest it and make some money out of it.
Comes and goes. You spend it on like a parking meter, like
Right?
Come on. Probably more. Sometimes you're trying to park downtown. Who knows?
Ronnie, I respect it. I respect what you did.
You got to go bet low, long odds. That's where I'm at. But a couple other little odds and ends. I did see this. And as you know, again, we are haters of the Giants, of course. But it's kind of one of those things. If you pay I don't know how much it costs to get on there, $50, $100, you can get on the Jumbotron, make your happy birthday, happy anniversary. No.
Sure.
In this case, happy divorce, Max. So shout out to Max. I hope you're happy out there. It seems like you are. Got to be a load off your mind.
Bro, good on you, Max, man. Go out there. Yeah, celebrate at the ballpark. See if you can, find a new future Mrs. Max. I don't know.
There could be another one out there.
A future ex-Mrs. Max.
Yes, exactly. But shout out to Max. Back in the game, as they say. So big up to Max. One other thing, well, 2 other things, but the first other thing in baseball that I saw that was great this week was, and I've never seen this before, but anyone that's initiated, you are familiar that baseball umpires do have the power to pretty much eject anyone out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a new one for me, but not surprising. I knew it was possible. I just never thought it would happen, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, the grounds crew in Baltimore was getting a little too hot. They were out there ready to run the tarp on the field. Of course, you got a bunch of young guys out there sitting on top of the tarp ready to run out there. What are they going to do? Obviously, heckle the Yankees.
A little chirping going on, yeah.
Even Nick from Mission Valley would be doing the same thing. So,
sure.
And he's a Yankee fan. But quite a scene the other night at Camden Yards.
Looks like he threw somebody's
out. Go. An emphatic go.
Oh no.
No, he wants to
they're
grab
telling him to get lost. They're behind the tarp.
I've never seen the ground crew thrown out of a game.
Wow.
I love it, and I love the oh no. From the announcers when they saw who was getting kicked out.
When they realized, yeah.
Like 21 guys on the grounds crew all getting kicked out at one time. Oh no. This is it's a black day for baseball.
So I'm kind of curious about something because like when you look in a box score and a player or a coach has been ejected, it's listed at the bottom of the box score, ejections. Like, do they have ejections? Baltimore grounds crew.
I don't know.
But
I mean, it
Baltimore grounds
deserves
crew
a mention at least in the box
grounds
score.
crew X21 or however many
Yeah,
guys got
exactly.
kicked out.
I'm sure there's gonna be some fines from the league office for each one of those guys.
And you know what? One thing I do respect the hustle of those guys. They didn't take their time to walk out of it. They were all out of there in a hurry, man.
Oh, they busted it down the line. I mean, these are guys that run the tarp out there. So,
That's good hustle.
you only got to tell them once and they'll run. But
I mean, but you're right. Like, look, I've seen obviously players and managers get ejected. I've seen fans get ejected. I've seen announcers. I've seen organ players, DJs. I've seen all that getting ejected. Never seen a grounds crew get ejected before.
oh no. And then of course, like maybe 20 minutes later, it started raining. So I'm sure they worked it out somehow. Like, all right, someone's got to roll this tarp out. And the Yankees did come back to win. But look, if you're the Orioles grounds crew, it's been a long year. We get it. Go ahead and yell at Gary Sanchez if you want. Do what you feel.
Look, Gary Sanchez deserves to be yelled at, first of all, for many a thing. But yeah, that was.
There's only one guy that I would not ever disparage on the Yankees.
It is Glaber Day.
It's Glaber Day, baby.
I hope you mean Glaber Torres and not. Don't disparage Glaber, but yeah, John, heckle him all you want.
Yes, and honestly, he really does deserve to get ejected from most games. That
he does.
If any Yankee hits a home run, he probably already get him out. Get him out.
Before he can even say it, the umpire's already ejecting him. Just as soon as the ball goes over the fence, the umpire's pointing and saying you're out.
No, before you even say anything about a Stantonian blast or Gary is scary, just you're out. You're gone. That's it. Shut it down. And the last thing that I have on baseball, we could get it, maybe touch on some of this wild card standings too, because that's getting a little spicy right now. But I definitely enjoyed this week the great, as you see there, Keith Hernandez with a heater in the dugout. Excellent documentary about the Mets. I mean, a lot of the stories I already knew, but I just thought it was very well done and an enjoyable watch all the way through. So if we can, at this moment, I want to bring into the program our Mets insider, Mr. Brian Horn, on the program. Brian, are you there? Do we have Brian?
Can you hear us? We can see you, but we got no audio here, Brian.
I got nothing on the headset.
Oh no! Oh no!
I got to do the quarterback thing. Like, crowd's too loud.
Yeah, Brian, we can't. We can see you, but we can't hear you.
We have no audio. I don't know. Maybe you have to hit that unmute.
Well, this is going well. This is the quality you expect here.
This is what you come for. This is what you come for on this program, the stellar, groundbreaking program. Brian, I will just put you back on hold. I don't know what's going on with the audio. If we can get it back, we'll definitely bring you back in. But thank you for calling in. Just stay back there and try to get the audio going. On the note of the, the Yankees, and we were just touching on it. So we do need to bring in on the Nicholas Berrios mobile Notary Public hotline. I believe we have Nick from Mission Valley. Is that what I'm hearing from the coach here? I'm not sure, but oh yes, it is confirmed.
Nick in Mission Valley.
There we go.
All right, Nick, how are we doing?
Happy Friday, guys. How are you? I'm a little choked up, little down in the dumps right now, but I'm always here to support and to confirm I'm not gay.
Always good. Always good to just hammer that down. If there's one thing I know, it's get out in front of it. Even if no one asks, get out in front of it. That always makes it better and the least conspicuous thing that you could do. So I appreciate that.
That's true. No better way to shut down the rumors than to answer a question that nobody's asking.
Like, I know
Gotta
we have
love it.
stuff to do, but understand this: I'm not gay.
Oh, there you have it. Not gay, folks. So, as we, well, this is a good segue. Let's just, we'll just hit the NFL right now because we had some Thursday night action, or we can circle back and do college and then the rest of the NFL. But yeah, CEO Nick.
Oh boy.
I mean, you guys covered.
That's true. Good teams win, great teams cover.
Thank you, and hit the over. So, just kind of take us through where your head's at right now after watching that first, regular season, not the season opener, but just first regular Thursday night football classic that we can always expect.
So the first thing I did after the game was call you and say, man, I really hate the Giants. I really hate the Giants right now.
Yes, that did happen. I do recall that.
But then I came to my senses like, hey, Nick, you know what you're doing? Nick, you're setting the bar too high. What were our predictions going to the beginning of the season with the secondary and with still, a Duke quarterback? Just let's keep it at 4-13. 4-13. And to go past that, it's a win. It's a win in our book. Because I don't see this going well for the next 2 to 3 years, especially with Judge as the head coach.
I mean, I just think 4-13 in that division, the Jets could win more than 4 games. I'm just saying it. I'm sorry, but there it is. Anyone can win more than 4 games in that division.
I'm glad you brought up Joe Judge. I didn't see, did he have the entire team running laps today at practice after the performance yesterday?
I can definitely imagine, especially for the false starts and Adoree Jackson, man, like you just got caught flat-footed on multiple wheel routes. You just literally you got owned the whole the biggest play you got owned was those 2 plays by. Oh my God! You know what? I'm not even. No. I'm watching the highlights right now as well. I'm just like, oh my God!
Why? Why are you putting yourself through that? We all saw the tragic misfortune of Sterling Shepard.
Yes.
Which actually there was a fantastic picture that I saw where it was no members at all of football team in the photo, and it's right before the ball is coming down to his glove level. And you could see everyone behind him, Rudolph, the linemen, all throwing up the touchdown sign. And then it was seconds before what now we all know did happen.
Issue. They jinxed it right there. But ideally, it's just even Danny Dimes' face. Granted, his face was covered by the face mask, but you could just literally see the despair. Man, it gets no better. But I was talking to you guys earlier today, early in the show. I really couldn't fault Danny Dimes on any of this, no matter what, because obviously he played within his limits. He obviously he led in rushing. I give it to him that's another dimension of his game that will kind of I would hope elevate him, but at the same time it just adds something to where if he's struggling in the passing game, he has an opportunity to run. The only thing that I'm going to say is hey, I've seen him take a few shots. I'm like, hey, you're not that guy. I would definitely consider sliding because you throwing out your shoulder that could lead to a lot of injuries or potential you not playing the rest of the game.
Well, you bringing up actually Dan Dimes on the run, which it seems like he always does break loose on some runs here, especially in these random Thursday night or God forbid the Giants get on a Sunday night football game. But whenever the bright lights are on, it seems like Danny Dimes is dancing out there and he gets loose. So to that point, what is going on with Jason Garrett? Because it seems like they're just running an offense straight out of 1993. How about some design runs for Dan Dimes? Or how about let's get 4 wide receivers out there or 2 tight ends?
Or how about I get it. Barkley's coming off of a knee injury, but at least you're gonna have to let him loose. Or granted, you're trying to protect him, and who knows too? It could be a mental thing with Barkley that he's worried that he might suffer another knee injury because ACL tears. They're no joke.
It also doesn't help that I think I did see a stat that of his 13 carries, 9 of them he got hit before he got to the line of scrimmage. that doesn't really help either.
You're not doing them any favors with this, whatever this offense is. That again, I don't know, 1988 or like.
I feel like
spread it around. Like, let's get some pre-snap motion. Like, do what all the other teams are doing.
I feel like my 1999 Jack Frost football team had a more complex playbook than what they're running.
Like, I know the Ginger had a lot of years where he probably wasn't calling the plays in Dallas because he could never get fired for some reason. But, dude, game has passed you by. Like, Barkley, yes, first year back is always kind of like you don't know what's going to happen from a severe injury. I'm not willing to say he's just totally washed up quite yet, but they're really not helping him out with just this archaic offense that they're doing, like no other teams are doing.
Power O through the middle. I was like, all right, it's not working. And he did have I think it was like, I know it was plus 20-yard run. So
in the first quarter, he had like a 40-yard run, and that was
40. There.
I think he ended with like 60 yards. So that shows you on 13 carries or something like that.
56 yards or 57 yards on 13 carries. He had 12 yards and 2 receptions. I was like, okay, it's a start. But I was really hopeful that after that 40-yard run, he would kind of get his momentum going, and it was just halted. And looking at some of it too, yes, he was hit before he could actually get the run, but also too, like, when the pocket collapsed, he kind of was really hesitant and just like putting his hands out to kind of at least get a lead blocker out. And I'm like, bro, like, you got to just hit it. You've got tree trunk legs. You've got nice thick ones. Not gay. Just
don't be nasty.
But I'm like, hey, like, just hit the hole, or if not, do what Gibson was doing. Just pretty much eat the outside. Just pretty much eat the outside defensive end.
Yeah, but that's also, again, because even with Heineke back there, which, dude, I kind of fuck with Heineke. That's
Heineke's
kind of
awesome.
my boy.
Heineke's awesome.
Yes, he's limited. He's backup talent, but starter heart kind of thing.
He's punching above his weight, man.
He's guts and glory. Yeah. We saw him in the playoff game, just running his ass off, keeping that team in the game. But at least football team is running an offense from this century. So that's then you see guys moving around, stretch plays, spreading the field out.
It's like 4-13.
Look, in 2021, you can do a straight power run offense in high school if you have like the biggest offensive line in the city. Like, yes, then you can run.
Or
that.
The Titans can do it because you have Derrick Henry. But
right, yeah,
that's pretty much it. Like, everyone else is going all over the field, like design runs, whatever, direct snaps and all this stuff.
Stretch plays, zone blocking, just mix it up. Like, you can't just do like the basic 1990s offense anymore.
And it didn't help too. It's that pretty much up until the final 2.5 minutes of the game, the whole secondary was just playing pretty much a zone coverage. It's like, I get it. Like, you're trying to keep the man and the ball in front of you. You're getting picked apart. Like, you're making it more predictable for Heineke to just pick you apart, especially down the middle. I was like, bro.
Well, the defensive kind of idea there, I didn't understand either, especially when, yes, he is Scary Terry. Like, he can still get his yards on, even with Heineke back there, or sort of a limited team where there's not really any other notable receivers. But, I mean, you just got to, body that guy up. Like, put him in a straitjacket, run, 2 or 3 guys at him, and have someone else do it. And he was still getting off.
I was like, I don't know. And going to the people who were saying, oh, the Giants secondary will kind of be their key factor. Yeah, no. Shutting that down. No, it will not.
That certainly, yes, it's not looking to be the case. That was their one strong point coming in.
The secondary made one great play in the fourth quarter when, for whatever reason, Washington had it 3rd and short and decided to pass it with 3 minutes left. I don't remember who the defensive back was, but he read that play all the way.
He jumped it completely.
Made a nice pick. Yeah.
And Heineke was locked on, he's going to Terry.
As soon as he took the snap, you knew where he was throwing. Yeah. So that was the one. That was the one great play by their secondary. Other than that, it's just real.
But agree with Tyler. I just thought that was a bad play call for a football team. Why would you do that? Let's just run the clock down more. Even if you don't get it, or take a time off. Don't try to force it here. Then you get picked off. That almost gave the game away for them. But alas, the Giants were not able to to see it through. I'm sorry, but I
They
still
covered though. They
they
covered.
did cover, and I hold out hope.
Good
I
team,
think you're
great team.
That's it.
way too pessimistic with your 4-13 prediction. Look, it's the NFC East. Come on,
Set the bar
lads,
low.
it's the NFC East.
I'm setting the bar low for the Yankees, so I might as well with the Giants. And going past this, we all know who I blame. And now watching a lot of shows based on multiverse theory, I'm going back and I'm like, hey, like the Knicks, Julius Randle, you had a great year, but I think you have literally thrown the multiverse out of whack right now.
They created an alternate timeline. Yeah.
Or it's like
there is something to that. There is definitely something to that. I will accept that.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Oh, and also I like the picture you got up there of Keith Hernandez ripping one. By the way, Keith, stash, really digging it. Keep rocking that.
He's never going to change. I mean,
that stash is there till he dies.
Like from his home, when he was doing his little, spot up interviews for the doc, still got the stash, and still pretty strong hair. Yeah, a little gray now, but
when he dies, that mustache is getting its separate casket.
That's right. Bet your ass.
Putting the urn, they're putting the mustache on the urn.
On the urn, on the outside, yeah.
Well,
with
I don't want to be too negative, and sorry, this is not meant as disrespect, but we just can't talk about the Giants that much on this program. There's too many positive things in the world.
I don't want to talk about.
We've already talked too much.
It's too much.
I've got a brand to promote, as you know.
There you go.
Sucking mosquitoes.
The Saturday.
And repping the Notary as well. And the U. Yes, U going off this Saturday, which we will get into shortly.
I guarantee he's going to pawn that chain. He's going to pawn the chain one game. And,
just don't take your eyes off it. It seems like they have handlers for the chain, kind of like the Stanley Cup. People that
but he's the chief of staff. He can command them to back off.
That's true. Get out of here.
Give me the chain. Man, that was a great intel. Where's the chain? Oh crap! Wait, where's Ed Reed? Oh crap!
You back away from that chain, and did you look at me in the eye, you piece of crap?
You dog! Do some push-ups.
Oh man!
Then he's off with the chain. But we'll see what happens with the U and the Giants.
One quick, I took your advice. I did Bill Burr's jersey because being a Giants fan makes me want to shoot myself.
As is tradition. So, we're hoping for brighter days for CEO Nick, but and again, not gay.
Not gay.
There he goes on the Nicholas Barrios mobile Notary Public hotline. Thank you, Nick, for joining. We will talk to you soon.
See you, Nick.
Let's just talk about some real football teams here. Sorry,
let's do
it. New Orleans at Carolina. Carolina plus 3.5. I feel like New Orleans could cover that. Jameis is looking really good right now, and they just beat the crap out of the Packers. The Packers looked all over the place, but Carolina, come on. Like, maybe my guy Robbie Anderson goes off. That'd be nice. But beyond that, or their stadium graphics, too, are totally on point.
Those are sweet.
I'm going New Orleans all the way in this game.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm a little bit shocked that Carolina was a favorite again just because of how handily New Orleans beat Green Bay. Even as bad as it is, you still got to imagine Green Bay's got to be a playoff team. So the fact that New Orleans handled them that way, that line surprised me. I'm with you all the way. New Orleans to cover on this one.
Absolutely.
In fact, I'd almost even say take New Orleans money line. But again, that is for entertainment purposes only.
Of course, please believe that. We are the only built for entertainment purposes kings. So please do believe that. Bengals and Bears. I like the Bengals. Where everyone's waiting for the Fields era to begin, which it seems like they're just kind of waiting until they play the Lions to unleash him. That's all I can think. Ease him into it. Let him get a few plays in the game. Maybe design runs or more as we were just talking about, like modern concept offensive plays where he can move around. But yeah, until Joe B dies, I feel like the Bengals are okay. They looked pretty good last week.
Yeah, I mean, maybe expect a little bit more from the Bears this week because Cincinnati's defense is not even in the same stratosphere as that Rams defense. So, maybe the offense has a little bit more success, but I agree. Cincinnati, just a lot of weapons their offensive line didn't even look that bad against Minnesota, which that's absolutely their weak point is their offensive line. Might struggle a little bit against the Bears. Bears do still have a really good defensive front, but I agree. I like Cincinnati this one.
What a time to be alive that we're taking the Bengals on the road. You gotta love it.
Not since Jeff Blake.
Next week's. Not since John Kitna was in the building. And moving on to the next one here, Houston going to Cleveland. Cleveland minus 13. Houston did look good. Look, give them credit where credit is due. Last week they looked good. I just think there's a lot going on with that team, and minus 13 is a ton. So maybe give me the cover on that. But I just don't see there any way they can win this game.
You know what? Maybe I will be wrong for 2 weeks in a row about Houston, but give me Cleveland to cover the 13 in this one.
Oh, God.
I don't think – I'll say Houston's defense is probably better than Kansas City's. Kansas City, we've said it before, they have a lot of great individual players, but for some reason it just never quite comes together. I think Houston probably has a better defense overall, but I see Cleveland getting out to a big lead, and they're not going to give up the lead again this week. So I actually like Cleveland to cover.
Covering that 13. Keep in mind, 76 degrees in the sunshine, and you can view that on CBS. So that could be a factor. I'm just saying. Both of those things could play a part.
That'll probably be up. That'll probably be on there often on Red Zone.
I will definitely be watching that on Red Zone. Certainly will not go seek out a bootleg stream to watch that game. Rams going into Indy. Rams looked great last week. I mean, they looked really damn good. You gotta, I want to bash Justin's boy as much as I can, but he definitely looked like an upgrade from Jared Goff as far as like. He can make the touch throws. He can make the, deep throws. Just look like better at throwing a football than Jared Goff. Like more capable of doing more nuanced things.
Oh, look, I think I said it last year. Look, nobody over the years has made more jokes about Stat Padford than me. But I do also say the talent is there. He was always on a shitty team, and he just kind of benefited from having to throw the ball as much as he did playing Detroit. But no, he's definitely there. Like he looked really good last week. Indy, a little bit disappointing last week. Kind of definitely expected better from them, especially from their defense. But I gotta imagine Rams are going to go into Indy and come out with a win in this one.
And yeah, you could see Colts underdogs even at home, but I was thinking about the under in that game. I don't know because the Colts do have a great defense. And it's going to be tougher for the Rams this week. Now that there's some tape of this current team and going, first home game in Indy. Could be some factors there where I kind of like the under in that. Denver at Jacksonville. How is Jacksonville? Oh, okay. They're +6. I was going to say, are they -6? There's no way. Okay. So they're +6 at home, which is god awful. But deserved.
Right, yeah.
Because
that means that. You get 3 points at home from the Vegas odds. So the fact that you're +6 with that 3 points is pretty crazy.
Yeah, and even the Broncos. Give me the Broncos to cover that, like pretty easily. I feel like. Yeah,
look, I've said it before. Denver, outside of their quarterback situation, they've got talent everywhere, and I was buying the hype on Jacksonville. I still like a lot of the pieces Jacksonville has, but it doesn't seem like they're putting it together. And who knows how much longer Urban Meyer's actually going to be there. I think Denver to cover.
Yeah, Jacksonville, I just think they're like 2 to 3 drafts away from getting more pieces to be like putting it all together. The Broncos aren't, world beaters, but I kind of like, steady Teddy. Like he's not going to blow you off the map, but he's definitely better than Drew Lock, So
Teddy's not going to win you games, but he's not going to be the reason you lose games either.
Yeah, he'll keep you in the game. it's definitely an upgrade just having that compared to what they had at quarterback previously. Buffalo goes to Miami. Miami again. So many like home underdogs this week, but which is, as Tyler pointed out, they give you 3 points as the home team in the NFL. But yes, Buffalo kind of licking their wounds. Definitely a superior team. Miami still talented, but I think Buffalo really has to have this one, and I think they will cover the 3 as well.
I said it last week. I'll say it this week. Give me Miami money line.
Oh my God! All right,
I said it last
take.
week against the Pats. I'll say it at home against Buffalo. I like Buffalo. I still think Buffalo is going to win the division, but I think they will be licking their wounds from this week. I think Miami's just going to carry this momentum on. They're going to get the win at home.
Well, that would make it kind of interesting in the Buffalo facility, a team that was really expected to do a lot, and still would be, even if they go 0-2. But I like that. I like that. That's a fire take. So I'm down with that. Patriots going to the Meadowlands. What a game. What a game.
Oh, boy.
In fact, give me the under on this. I'll just say that before I even say who's going to win. And honestly, I don't even know who's going to win, but probably the Patriots. But give me
whoever wins, we all lose.
We're all losers for watching. We have all lost, some little part of our lives by spending time watching this game.
Yeah, I imagine this is probably going to be the least showed game. This will be shown less on Red Zone than Denver-Jacksonville. I'll just go ahead and say that.
Agreed.
You know what? Fuck it. Give me the Jets.
Oh, all right. Man,
I'm just
Tyler
going
is on fire right now.
The thing is, I believe Miami Buffalo. This one, I'm just like, I don't even care. Give me the home team. Fuck it.
Yeah, you might as well flip a coin. I'm kind of with you on that. So, you know what? I like that as well. But for me, just give me the under. Just give me the under. That's all I want.
Agreed with that one. Take the under.
And then the next one there, a game that will tear my house asunder.
Oh, no. A house divided.
Going into Philly after a great week from Jalen Hurts. Seemed like he had a pretty good chemistry going with Smith, too. Just being a rookie in his first game. But this is going to be a good game, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I definitely think it's the game of the morning for sure.
Is it? Yeah, Philly +3. I don't know about that.
Philly +3.
Yeah, maybe I'll jump on it. If it's really still at +3, I might take the Birds.
I don't necessarily like them to win, but I do like them at +3. I think this is going to be a very close game, possibly separated by 1 or like a point, maybe 2. So I do like Philly +3. I don't know if I'd take a money line, but I do like them +3.
And 79 degrees and sunny projected in Philadelphia.
So many home dogs this week. That's crazy.
I've never really seen a week like this. So we move to the last game of the morning for the benefit of the new guys. Well, yeah, you can see it all right there. This is the first, I'm sure it's going to be sold out time and recent, like the last year and a half, whatever, that they can have a full crowd at Heinz Field. Pittsburgh did the work again. They went on the road and beat the Bills, who everyone loves. Like, I still like the Bills. Kind of did some unorthodox things also, as far as like, the whole like Blitzburg thing. They always blitz all the time. They really didn't blitz that much, but maybe that was just sort of like throwing off like, all right, well, the Bills think we're just going to blitz our ass off. So now we don't. And then like, oh, what's happening? But I have very little faith in my boys going there to that atmosphere. I think the Steelers cover. I'm just saying it. I'm saying it.
See, like that's the thing is you talk about like the Raiders usually cover. They don't win, but they usually cover. But you bring up a great point about the first time in 2 years that look, the Heinz Field, say whatever you want. I know, Ronnie, you're not a Steelers fan, but that is usually a really good crowd there in Pittsburgh. You're right. I might like them to cover. I like the over in this one too. I really like the over.
I like the over. 47's pretty low. And the Raiders can get some points up there. But,
Sure.
yeah, Heinz Field, I mean, it's just a different thing. It's hard to kick there. It's loud. I mean, the fans are crazy. It's all Steelers Nation over there. And as you know, I hate the Steelers, especially as a Raider fan. Like, of course I hate the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think the Steelers cover that at 6.5.
We got next one here. We go into the afternoon slate. So we got opening up with Minnesota at Arizona. Arizona, you see a 3.5-point favorite. I absolutely like them to
scorching
cover this
98
one.
degrees in the dome. Somehow. I don't even know how that's possible.
Look, the field is like they have that retractable field so it can go outside to get sun. So maybe they're factoring that into the temperature on the field.
They wheel it in 5 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah, exactly. I like Arizona to cover in this one. Minnesota looked pretty bad against Cincinnati, who, as we both said earlier, like kind of like them. They're enjoyable, they're fun. But I think Arizona's going to get it done. What's his name? Chandler might get like 8 sacks again on his own this week for Arizona. So I really like them in this one.
No, Arizona looked great last week. Minnesota did not, obviously. And now you got the Cardinals at home. Yeah, and I'll take the cover as well. I think they can beat that 3.5.
We go Atlanta, Tampa Bay. Another Tom Brady with a very familiar foe here. Tampa Bay, of course, had that really fun shootout against Dallas last week. Atlanta got just absolutely taken up behind the woodshed by Philly. 12.5 points. I kind of like Tampa. Like it's in the NFL, it's really hard to go with a double-digit spread, but this might be the second double-digit spread I'm going for this week. Tampa to just destroy Atlanta.
The only dissenting thing I will say here is I think they will cover the 12.5.
Okay.
Also, God, 86 degrees and rain. Florida is horrible. Never go there. Do not live there. Do not go there if you can avoid it. Unless you're on the run from the law, because that seems where like most of them end up.
I was going to say, what's the Patton Oswalt joke? The only time you should ever go to Florida is to identify your dead daughter's body.
Yes. Like, what's the other? Adam Carolla has a great one, too. Like, anytime there's a manhunt, like, just start in Florida and
just
branch
go to
out.
Florida.
Like, they're probably there. And if you don't find them there, all right, then we got to grab some other straws here. But they're probably there.
If you don't find them there, you were never going to find them.
Look, God, the Falcons look bad, but 12.5. I mean, it's going to be really embarrassing when Tampa Bay covers that. I know, but I'm saying it right now. Falcons covering that.
I mean, look, we could get the typical Atlanta, jumps out to a surprising first half lead and then gives up 28 points.
Worst
in the second
possible
half.
situation in a Falcons game. Big lead early. No, that's exactly what you don't want. And the next one, well, I'll defer to Tyler on this. No ID Justin, obviously too afraid to show his face, or somewhere lost in the rabbit hole that is Vegas.
Yeah, so Dallas going to LA here, going to SoFi Stadium, taking on the Chargers here. I'll just say this: I know you, myself, and Justin were all texting a few days ago. Hammer that over. Like they might have that covered in the third quarter. Both these teams just very explosive offenses. Defenses, Chargers defense looked okay last week, but they're playing Washington. Dallas got 4 turnovers, but also gave up a ton of yards and points to Tampa. So hammer the over in this one. Give me the, what, I shouldn't, even as a Chargers fan, I shouldn't say this. No, you know what? Dallas to cover, Chargers to win.
Oh, okay. That's going to be a close game then. I like that. Yeah, I think Chargers defense is just better. And unfortunately for Dallas, I mean, a huge loss this week. I just don't. You're going to get points on the board. I'd love the over in this, even at 55. But, yeah, I think Chargers as well. Sorry, Justin.
This is one that in my parlay this week I will probably stay away from the spread, but I will absolutely hammer the over in this one.
Hammer the over. Kind of an interesting game with Tennessee going to Seattle. Always a tough place to play. Seattle, I mean, Tennessee looked bad. Look, we'll just admit, they didn't look good last week. I don't know about 6.5 though, because I just don't know. Like, if Russell Wilson doesn't have like 5 touchdowns, I don't know how they're going to cover that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Tennessee winning this year is their defense isn't great. They were going to win with, obviously Derrick Henry just, grounding people into a fine dust. And then, of course, they've still got, a couple good receivers on the outside, so you think they could spread it out more. They really didn't look good last week. Seattle's offense did look good. Give me Seattle. Yeah, give me Seattle to cover.
To cover. All right. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm pretty 50-50 on that, so I could see them covering. And then we have the Sunday night game. Oh, go ahead.
I don't have my whole heart into saying Seattle cover, so it's probably one I wouldn't actually bet. But just for the purposes of this show,
but
give me
you
Seattle
guys,
cover.
I mean, you should.
You guys could totally do it for entertainment purposes only.
Oh, yes, of course. We have to put the disclaimer out there. Whatever you do after this, it's really up to you. I mean, we're just two assholes talking about what we think might happen. Like, it's up to you.
That's right. That's
But
right.
The Sunday night game, Chiefs go to Baltimore. Baltimore plus 3.5. I still think the Chiefs cover. Lamar is, still a phenom, but the Chiefs, man. I mean, I feel like it's just we're in the Chiefs ramp up. Like, once we get to like week 4 or 5, that's when they just start racking off. Like, they just win like 8 weeks in a row. I'm not saying they're going to go undefeated, but I think they win this game. And Baltimore also has a history of losing to the Chiefs as well.
Yeah, I agree. Chiefs to win. Give me the over as well. I think Baltimore would keep it relatively close, just not close enough to cover. So, give me the Chiefs in that one.
Agreed on all fronts. And also 80 degrees and sunny at the 5:20 West Coast kickoff. But, all right, well, kind of interesting because the Packers sucked last week, but is there any doubt what's really going to happen here? Do we have to talk about it? You could see the minus. They got absolutely just killed, and they're minus 11.5. So maybe give me the Lions to cover that, but there is no way in hell they are going to win this game.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I would say give me Detroit to cover, but they're definitely not winning that one. I'm honestly even kind of looking at the over-under like, well, yeah, no, give me the over. I mean, Detroit did make a nice rally, but it was against, mostly San Francisco second stringers. I do think, this is definitely the week for Green Bay to right the ship, but I don't think they cover 11.5.
If you I mean, you got to think too, just sort of where these guys are at. Aaron Rodgers, the MVP, everyone's talking about him all the time because whatever, he's on Jeopardy, he hates his team, now he's back on the team. Well, everything that goes on with him. But
Saga.
You got to think on a national TV game, it's just no way they're going to lose. Like if they did, the season's over. In my eyes, if they lose this game to the Lions at home on Monday Night Football, that's it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, even in that terrible division, like Green Bay losing to Detroit, putting them at 0-2 would just be an absolutely unmitigated disaster.
That's just when okay, Aaron Rodgers, he's definitely trying to tank it from the inside, which has been my theory all along. So maybe that's still happening.
It has been your theory, and it would absolutely sink one of my fantasy teams. But that's the risk I took. I understood the risk when I picked Aaron Rodgers.
And he is, in fairness, he is looking pretty rough these days. I did see this. Look, I saw there was a couple other, pretty funny memes, but this one was the one that was just like, yes, this is exactly
it's so accurate,
spot on. It's perfect, and no other memes can even aspire to reach its level of greatness. Looking like Nicolas Cage playing Aaron Rodgers in a movie about Tom Brady.
It's so accurate, and like I say, with any movie with Nicolas Cage, I'm seeing it. I'm in.
I will watch it. Yes, I definitely will watch it. So look forward to that on Monday Night Football. The other one I saw that I liked was Aaron Rodgers looks like a guy that steals catalytic converters. Which, yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
You're not wrong.
I could. Yeah, I see it.
But let's hit a little bit of the college ranks. We have some premier, marquee games going on. Shout out to CEO Nick. We'll start off with the U, about that U. Hosting the Spartans of Michigan State. Miami minus 6.5. I think Michigan State covers that. I don't know. It's tough to pick a winner in this because Miami, you got to think they really want to win. I mean, all right, losing to Alabama.
Everybody's going to lose to Alabama.
Doesn't really count. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, everyone's losing to Alabama. Like, the Jets would lose to Alabama. Let's just be real. But I think it makes for an interesting game. And the Big Ten, Lord knows, they need a nice road win right now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, look, I've only seen potted highlights of Michigan State so far this year. I have seen a good chunk of both of Miami's games. Like you said, they lost to Alabama. Everybody's going to lose to Alabama. There's that's whatever. But they definitely struggled against App State. But look, App State's one of those teams that just doesn't give a fuck who they're playing.
Yeah.
They're going to show up. Miami was able to seal a late win against them. I mean, I hate to do it, but yeah, I'm with you. Give me Michigan State plus 6.5 in this one. I mean, there's even a part of me that thinks give me Michigan State money line, but I don't know if I'm going to go that crazy. But yeah, I definitely think Michigan State will cover in this one for sure.
And I just hope you guys viewing out there realize the power of those words, because Tyler hates Michigan State so hard and loves the U. So he's saying that with some real conviction there.
Now, one thing you do have to take into account, and just like how you set up our NFL season, I made sure to get this for the college ones as well. 89 degrees in Miami in September. It's going to be
partly
hot.
Cloudy.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. Michigan State boys ain't used to that, so that could become a factor.
Keep that in mind. Entertainment purposes only. But yes, 89 degrees, partly cloudy. So just, have that in the back of your mind whenever you go lay that bet. We move on. Purdue going into Notre Dame. Notre Dame 2-0. I don't know. Whoever knows how good Notre Dame really is. Like, they beat like a rebuilding Florida State team. Not very convincingly.
They hung on, and then Florida State lost to Jacksonville State.
Exactly.
Last week, Notre Dame just hung on to beat who they played, Tulsa. So, they're 2-0, but they're not an impressive 2-0. You can even go on the boards on Reddit, and Notre Dame fans are like, this team kind of sucks. Purdue, again, I've only seen highlights of Purdue. They look, fine. Neither win is anything to write home about. But just from what I've seen of Notre Dame, give me Purdue to cover.
Yeah, 7.5. I mean,
but cover.
Forget about the over-under, because that's always insane in college. I stay away.
Yeah.
I stay far away.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I like Purdue to cover, because I just feel like Notre Dame hits these little skids where they just kind of go in the tank and they can't do anything on offense, and it's just like the game drags on.
I also say this, anybody that has watched college football for any length of time knows, look, if it's a close game in Notre Dame, those mysterious holding calls always kind of seem to come out late in the game to benefit Notre Dame. So that's why I'm not taking Purdue to win. I do think they'll cover.
Of course not. Touchdown Jesus compels you.
But and of course, also we gotta mention the kind of the big news about this game coming out during the week was that Purdue has the world's largest drum that because of recent renovations to South Bend now cannot fit into the stadium. They asked, hey, can we take it through the home team's tunnels? Notre Dame said, no, fuck that. So they will be without the world's largest drum for this game.
For the first time since 1979. So already the gamesmanship has begun. I mean, fair play, Notre Dame. I see what you did there. But this is an outrage. This is a betrayal, the likes of which have never been seen before.
Yeah, I agree. Is it petty by Notre Dame? Sure, but you know what? It's their home field advantage, so hey, they get to dictate the rules. That's fine. I'm just thinking, look, I don't know much about drum sets and the difficulty of building them. could you not like take apart the bass drum and put it back together inside? Like, does it
Never.
really take that
No,
long?
obviously. Impossible.
Or is it just all one solid piece when it was built?
You know what I would like to
Thor.
see? The whole engineering department at Purdue come up with a way to reassemble that drum inside. Like, we got you. Or airlift it, drop it in.
Yeah, I was say, could you just get like 4 drones and like just have them fly it into the stadium?
It's weighing down the drones. Oh man, so many people died in that drum crash.
Just a black day for college football.
It was a terrible tragedy. Moment of silence before kickoff, please. Moving on to the SEC. Well, yes, they are going to Ben Hill Griffin, but what do we think is going to happen here? I mean, yes, Florida has not lost, also haven't played anyone, and Alabama's they're really good.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's honestly, when it comes to betting, I usually tend to stay away from college spreads because like they can be crazy and like really any game can like just go nuts. But Alabama, a 2-score game, I'm pretty comfortable with taking them in that one.
I would also do the same on the road. Does not matter. Give me Alabama to win by like 28. But if they don't, we will probably get a great Nick Saban fake angry press conference. Well, we only won by 17. All right. So that we got to work on. And then it was hot on Tuesday. All right. So, we got a bunch of guys out here just running around not knowing what the hell they're doing. So we got to work on this. We got to tighten it up.
It's like I said earlier this week when you texted me about Nick Saban's press conference. I'm like, I can't tell if that's actually Saban or Joey Molinaro's Saban impression because it's just like it all blends in so well together.
It was a mirror image. Like, you got to get them fired up to play against some random FCS school.
It was hot on Tuesday.
And then
really?
Tuesday, it was hot. All right. So we got everything going against us right now. And I can't get my guys' heads in the game. And we don't want to practice. We had a bad practice on Wednesday.
Oh, my God.
Wait, there's a reason why Saban always gets it done. He's always the ultimate red ass.
That is the truth.
And never lets up. There's all these stories about him walking off the field at the national championship, calling some recruit. But
man's always working.
24/7, grind don't stop. We'll see what happens there, but I think we all know what's going to happen there. Moving on. I have liked Auburn this year. This actually, for me, pretty tasty game in the college weekend because going in there, it's going to be the whiteout at Penn State. What is it? That stadium holds like 110,000 people. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's the number 2 or 3 stadium as far as capacity in the country.
Huge. Auburn's look good. They've blown, not great teams out, but they put a ton of points up. So can't really accuse them of overlooking any of these sort of cupcake teams they played so far. But I think this will be a good game, a good test for both to kind of see where they're really at. That's sitting at 2-0 right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, Penn State first game week had that really just traditional, November Big Ten game against Wisconsin. I think it was a 16-10 final after being 0-0 at the half.
Instant classic.
Last week they just ran all over Ball State, as you would expect. So, the Penn State's defense is not in question. Obviously, their offense is, how explosive is that offense. But their defense, they're great as always. Like linebacker, they've earned that reputation. Auburn, I've kind of only got to see highlights from them, but I'm usually impressed with Auburn's talent. I mean, for being in the same state as Alabama, they get really good recruits. They usually put good teams together. This one, I'd probably stay away from betting, honestly, because I can convince myself either way. Gun to my head, I'd probably take Auburn +5, even though it's going to be the whiteout at in Beaver Stadium. I'd probably go Auburn if I had to make the bet.
Yeah, Auburn definitely has talent, and they always reload. But I mean, just as a neutral here, kind of one of those that feels early on like this is whoever wins this, it'll be kind of a statement for them. So, sort of a intriguing matchup on that.
Yeah, I mean, so far this year, Auburn, I think that they're 2 games. They played some pretty good teams, but
And
they
I'm
won
back.
both. Like, I think Auburn won both
Fought my way
games. Like,
off hold.
there you go. I think it was like an average of like 60-10 of both their games early in the year. So again, Auburn, a lot of firepower. This was easily their first real test, but I like them to at least cover.
This one, as we head out west, Arizona State going into BYU. BYU has looked good this year. Arizona State, I mean, they have looked good, but obviously 2-0.
Yeah,
ASU minus 3.5. I'm taking BYU to cover that.
with you 100% on that one. BYU at home coming off. I guess if there is one thing that you can, have concerns about is that BYU had that huge win against Utah last week, their first win over Utah in a long time. So maybe there's going to be a little bit of hangover there. But I agree. Give me the home team, home dog. That's another home dog this week. Although in college, I guess that's, depending on the matchup, maybe a little more common. But yeah, I'm with you. Give me BYU. Sorry, Herm, but give me BYU.
Herm, we love you, but to me, this seems like two pretty equally matched teams. Even if it was like a neutral field, and going up to Provo, I think it's gonna be a hard time. And this one, yes, I am a UCLA fan. Great start to the season. Chip Kelly probably saved his job here a little bit with the LSU win, especially. But Fresno State is, as they say, about that action. At minus 11 is, to me, ridiculous. Fresno State will cover the 11.
Oh, 100% Fresno State's covering this one. I was shocked when I saw the line. Look, UCLA has looked good this year. For the first time in a long time, UCLA has a pretty impressive offensive line. I mean, that's been for the longest time. They've had pretty bad lines, but now that they got that, they got the Michigan transfer Charbonnet, who's just getting 10 yards a carry.
Beast.
UCLA is looking good, but Fresno State, look, I know 2-1 unranked. Their one loss was a one possession game against Oregon, who just went into the horseshoe and beat Ohio. So Fresno State is for real. I know probably a lot of people not in California are just going to think they're nothing. Like, Fresno State does not care who you are. They are there for a fist fight, no matter who they're playing, where they're playing.
And I can just say from, whatever, being out here, seeing Fresno State in the glory days or, just how that program goes, they want to beat the crap out of these California teams. Like,
100%.
The Reggie Bush USC days, I mean, yeah, it was Reggie Bush. All right. At a certain point, he's like a video game. He made it happen. But that was still a great game. I mean,
it was an amazing game.
Fresno State, a lot of these guys, were kind of like courted by maybe some of the Cals, UCLA's, USC's, ended up at Fresno State, or maybe, whatever happened. But these guys are kind of gnarly. Like, it's that Valley thing. Like, they take it personally.
No, it's 100% of it. I mean, look, take it from two guys born in, well, you weren't born in the Valley, but mostly raised in the Valley. I was born and raised here. The rest of California absolutely looks down on the Valley, and Fresno State plays with that chip on their shoulder. Like, all right, like, you think we're nothing, come knock this chip off because you're going to get punched in the face. So, again, UCLA might win this one. I think it's going to be a really good game that's going to come down to the final possession, but absolutely Fresno State to cover.
I do. Look, I will say this. Maybe just because I'm delusional, because I want to bet on the Raiders. I feel like UCLA will win, but this will be a good game. It will be better than the LSU game. So, shout out, and Fresno State definitely covering 11. 11.
It's a shame this is only on the Pac-12 network. I feel like this should be on a major network.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good game, and later for people on the East Coast. So you would enjoy this.
Speaking of later,
real late for people on the East Coast. Let's go.
This is literally the only reason I even brought this up is because of that start time. Like, look, Ron and I on here I know Callan's come on here and talked about it too. Like, there is nothing better than being a West Coast guy. Like, you've watched football all day long, and now it's 9:00 and Hawaii's just kicking off. You're like, fuck yes, dude. Yes, it does not end. Like, I don't even care about this game. I don't care who wins, who loses. 9:30 kickoff, I'm all about it.
Well, and especially too, it's like, man, that was a great day of college football. But now what do I do with my life? Oh, there's another game. Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes. Yes, I will stay up till 1:30.
And and it's Hawaii, so this game's going to take at least 4 hours.
You have to love it. Hawaii football and, San Jose State, pretty decent team there. -7.
Brent Brand's really building something over there. I kind of feel like I was talking with some other friends earlier this week about, the USC coaching issue. Like, I think Brent Brennan is a great coach, but I think San Jose State, he's kind of like a small college coach. Like, San Jose State is perfect for him. He'll have a nice long career as long as he wants to be there. I don't think he's built for, big pressures of alumni, boosters, all that shit. But he's doing some great stuff at San Jose State over the last 4 years.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, because when you do take, one of these teams and you really just like put your impact on it, like, all right, this guy's the guy here. And USC, as much as the shine has seemingly come off, that's a whole different thing. I mean, if you go to USC, it's like, all right, now the boosters are on you. Now the administration's on you. Like, we better win right now kind of thing. Like, I don't even know really how it would go. Everyone's talking about James Franklin going there. But, yes, Penn State's a big program too, but I don't know how he's going to recruit on the West Coast. I don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah, it's you're right. It's completely different. Like, kind of at Penn State, you automatically have just like a big chunk of the Midwest, just like automatically just being Penn State. Out here at USC, like they haven't completely lost the Southern California recruiting area, but they've lost a lot of it. Like, a lot of kids are kind of going elsewhere now. So even
like Oregon and Washington are coming in and just like taking these kids away.
Right. So yeah, that will be different. But back to San Jose State again. Really like what Brent Brennan's been doing. I've kind of been following him just because my nephew went to San Jose State for a couple of years, so I kind of got into the football team there. But give me them to cover. Like, Hawaii is really bad this year. I've seen them even just beyond the UCLA game. They're really bad. San Jose State, again, massive fan of Brennan, so give me them to cover.
And keep in mind, 86 degrees, possible rain showers. So
it's Hawaii. You're going to get like a 5-minute rain, like, no matter what. Keep
that in mind for, the wagering public. But I just love, as Tyler does, as we mentioned here before many times, that Hawaii late kickoff, 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. Woo! Sign me up. I'll watch it right now if it was on.
It's just so many good memories of just like being up till 1:30 in the morning watching Hawaii football.
Absolutely. But we had we're kind of run over time here. A couple other things, real quick. Actually, just the last thing I really wanted to hit was a Premier League over the weekend. We did have a little Friday teaser with Leeds going to Newcastle. It's just a weird game. I mean, a Leeds game, even without the score that you normally expect, but a lot of up and down. A fair result, I would say. Leeds, at the point when Newcastle scored, Leeds was like 65% possession and like 300 passes completed. And I even texted Tyler. I was like, I don't even know if this is good for them. Like, they should probably have 6 goals by now. Otherwise, they're going to lose.
Right? Bielsa's screaming at halftime, like, 300 passes? What is this?
Dogs! Get off the team.
I would definitely say check out the goal by Leeds. Rafinha with a nice long pass, and then Rodrigo with a nice dummy to kind of draw the goal off. So the pass went through. Just that was real beautiful play there. And actually, even the Alan St. Maxima response was pretty nice. Just a typical, Leeds, we don't play defense goal.
What? Oh.
But, at this point in time of the year, Newcastle's got to be happy for the point. I think that might be their first point of the season. I'm not sure. Maybe they have one already, but they got to be happy with the point.
And I think actually the 1-0 was, yes, pun intended. I believe that was Leeds' first lead of the year.
Wow.
Just saying.
So both teams happy with the point, I'm sure.
Yeah, everyone comes away happy. No one's in a position to complain. All good.
Yeah.
Uh, everyone's favorite, Brentford, going on the road to Wolves. Seems like a game you could get. I mean, just throwing it out. And Arsenal also going to Burnley, who is miserable.
They're very bad.
If there was ever a time and a team that needed to play Burnley, it's Arsenal right now, this weekend.
Look, Arsenal currently sitting in, I believe, 16th or 15th with their win against Norwich. Like, they have to have these 3 points. They have to have these 3 points against Burnley. Like, there's anything less is just continuing the LOL Arsenal season.
I don't even, like, it's kind of, a loss would just be so embarrassing that it would almost be like not even funny. I feel like a tie would be more funny to me.
I'd laugh. I'd laugh if they lost to Burnley.
No, I would laugh. But a tie to Burnley would be like, for some reason, to me, that sounds even funnier. Like,
actually, right. A tie with Burnley scoring like an 88th minute goal. That would be amazing.
Yeah, if they lose, it's like, all right, well, we're screwed. Everyone's getting fired. This team sucks, whatever. But a tie is like, man, we tried our hardest, and all we could do was tie Burnley.
We tried our hardest, and Chris Wood still scored in the 88th minute. Like, you know what? I'm kind of with you on that one.
There's something about it that just kind of like is attractive about that. Crystal Palace going to Liverpool. Got to say Liverpool. No surprise there. Same thing. Southampton going to Man City. I mean, best team in the league. Watford at Norwich.
Game of the week, baby.
Could be a good game. Doesn't mean it's two good teams, but it could be a good game.
I actually in my FPL team, since Antonio's got a red card, I picked up one of Watford's strikers, and I say one of Watford's strikers. I can't even remember his name, but he was a $5 million striker, so I picked him up because I was like, you know what, Norwich is that bad that I might go with the Watford striker this week.
Yeah. Hey, both teams got to have it. So when that happens, who knows what you're going to see out there. It's a slugfest. Everton going on the road to Aston Villa. Well, I like the way Everton's playing. So,
yeah,
I'm going to go Everton.
Yeah, I agree. Villa's actually been a little bit disappointing for me just because I kind of thought they'd be a little better with everybody they brought in from the Grealish transfer. But no, Everton's playing well. I think they're 4th or 5th in the league right now. So
it's ending up pretty nice right now.
Yeah, playing well, so I agree.
Leicester at Brighton. Got to go Leicester. And then fucking Ronaldo is back.
Oh, boy.
Ronaldo is back. Look, West Ham's at home. Come on, you Irons. But I am very afraid. I'm very afraid of what I might see.
So here's the thing. Well, I will also, full disclosure, in my FPL team, my 3 bench spots are all West Ham players, and I have 3 Man U players in my lineup, including Ronaldo.
Hey, fantasy, you got to separate fantasy from reality. It can't be emotion in there. I got Chiefs on my team, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, look, West Ham, I got to imagine after his performance in the Europa League game, Zuma's got to be having the start. So I will say Zuma at center back against Ronaldo, I feel way better than Dawson. That said, it's hard to bet against United in this one. Like, if West Ham gets a tie, I will be over the moon with this one.
I would say the same. Even though at home, I would still take the tie.
West Ham missing Antonio, that's going to hurt. I don't know who's going to be up top at striker for them. I mean, look, Vlasic has looked really good from the bits I've seen of him. You know, maybe he gets a start. Maybe they move Benrahma up to the top. Maybe they move Bowen up to the top.
You know, we love those Eastern European guys out here.
Oh, yeah. No, Vlasic has been awesome so far. So West Ham's look good. Like, if they lose, I'm not going to be horribly disappointed. I'm really not expecting it. But you got to imagine if you're betting, you go United.
Hey, at least we kick the crap out of Zagreb. Suck that.
Woo!
Go back to Zagreb, wherever that is. And then actually, I mean, just as far as, name value, Chelsea going to Spurs. Chelsea, I would say, is a better team, but at home, Spurs, they do get up and down. They do score some goals. So it's kind of one of those offense versus defense sort of things.
To counter that, Spurs will be without Son. They'll be without Lucas Moura.
Never mind. Chelsea.
I think Chelsea
Maybe
wins.
Chelsea
this one
in the over.
easily. Yeah, Chelsea wins pretty easily in this one, I think.
Well, either way, looking forward to that. As Tyler said, I mean, if you look at the weekend, that's the beauty of this season right now. So you can kind of get off early with some Premier League or whatever soccer games going on in Europe early on. Slide right into college football, nightcap, out on the islands in Hawaii, and then boom, Red Zone Sunday.
Also, real quick, just to touch on it, the final round of the round of 16 of the NASCAR playoffs. Got to show you the top 10. Don't got to show you the top spots, just kind of the chase for that last spot there. A guy like McDowell who won the first race of the year, then has done nothing the rest of the year. Like, he's got to win this one. Again, you can see tight race at the bottom. So those bottom probably four, obviously the bottom four are trying to make big moves. The 10 through 12 spots probably going to be racing pretty hard as well because they're kind of on that chopping block. So definitely check out the race this weekend.
Well, you know how I feel about Slick Willie Byron. Bill Byron always got something up his sleeve. I feel like he's going to make a move, and this time next week we're talking about him sitting in 9th place.
Billy Byron is a son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
But yeah, again, final race, bottom four drop off, so expect some excitement. Plus, look at the track they're going to be at. I mean,
Bristol. Yes.
This could be like an 8-hour race with just all the wrecks that are probably going to be happening.
Especially at the end with this playoff thing, which I know all the drivers hate. And even, as a fan, it's a little tiresome sometimes, but you just know it's going to happen. Like, it's definitely going to happen. Guys got to go for it, or, they're out of the – I mean, this still race, but they're out of the playoff thing. So there will be a massive wreck, especially probably towards the end.
Yeah, I think you can pretty much count on that.
But on that note, I'm just going to wish you guys well. Thank you for tuning in, hitting us up. Thank you, Brian. I know we couldn't work out whatever was going on with the audio. CEO Nick, the Baron I saw in the comments. Might be the only person that commented. Brian hit us up in the private chat. Busted off a little snap on the Giants O-line, which does suck.
Understand.
But thank you guys. I mean, just enjoy the glorious sports weekend that's all laid out in front of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Just have fun, enjoy it. Just like sun up to sundown. And if you're on the West Coast, if you're crazy enough to stay up and watch a Hawaii game beyond sundown, just going to be a great weekend of sports.
Shout out to my East Coast people that watched that Hawaii game.
If you're doing that,
real degenerates.
You are a true psychopath if you're doing that, and you're my kind of psychopath. Also,
shout out to 12:30, boys.
Shout out to Fight Phlebotomist, Cowboys Insider, Lions Insider, No ID Justin. I just hope you're alive in Vegas, wherever you're at.
Once we get, confirmed on his whereabouts, we will update, when we have proof of life.
But other than that, guys, enjoy the weekend. Again, tons of great sports. We'll be back here on Monday to recap. Just a fun weekend. So thank you, guys. We love you. You know the drill. Keep the fire.